going, everybody? Happy Friday to most of us. Today I wanted to discuss and also explore a little bit of sample mangling, and this is something we worked on a little bit about 2 weeks ago during a stream. And you can kind of hear this music playing right now. This is an example of something that I wrote and then resampled and kind of destroyed, or a part of this pattern is, and we're going to get to that in a second. And I'm finding that I just really love this experience of hardware resampling, especially with the Octatrack, because it's got the Q out, so I can bring audio in through the A, B, C, D source and then send that audio back out to another sampler through the Q source, and play with weird effects and resampling and stuff like that, or time stretch and repitching from the Octatrack and then bring it into, say, the Digitakt 2 for further sample mangling. And what kind of brought this on is we're doing a dub techno compilation, and I'll stop this for now. And I really like the idea of just having my own sound, like I went to my computer. Kind of what inspired this too is that I went over to the computer and started working on a dub techno track, and I've been doing this for a couple weeks now. The compilation's been going on for over a month, and I've been doing it on different machines. I did it on the OPXY, I did it on the Digitakt 2, I did it on the Digitone 2, I've played a bit with the Syntakt with it. I played on the Deluge doing it, I played on Ableton doing it, then I went into Bitwig, was the last one that I did until last night, where I did this project. And what else? Oh, and then on the M8 as well, which was actually a pretty successful experiment. But I've gone back to my Electron, mothership right here, and I was just, I went to the computer because the computer has every tool that I need, and I was like, okay, well, let's just bite the bullet and just get back in the computer. I'm a Bitwig certified trainer, and even though I feel like that's maybe not even appropriate for me anymore because I rarely use Bitwig, but at one point it was a really big deal to me, and I really was just hardcore about working on my DAW, and I loved the idea of how modular it was. And while I still believe Bitwig to be the best DAW out there, and definitely the one that speaks to me the most, I'm still gravitating over to my hardware because there's something about the hands-on control here that just really speaks to me, as we know. And we've talked about this a trillion times. We all have. Anybody who's watching hardware electronic music channels like mine knows that this is more exciting to us than typically on the computer. But it's not just that. I've also found that the sound design that I've come across here is actually got this more raw, gritty garage vibe that I just absolutely love. And let's see if you understand what I mean by that. Is like, take Radiohead, for instance. Let's listen to a Radiohead album. Take the first, In Rainbows and stuff like that, and just think about, or like even early Pearl Jam or early Death Cab for Cutie is a really great analogy, actually. Really early Death Cab for Cutie is this math rock, super cool indie band where the drummer, went on to becoming a drum teacher at a Seattle drum school, and they're just, they're really, really raw, and they're playing with lots of weird time signatures. And then they progress through time. They start getting money, and their production changes. They're like really in the computer. Their sound becomes this extremely polished sound. And to me, frankly, I don't like it anymore. I don't like the super polish. And there's something about getting away from the computer and getting over here. This is like being in the garage with my JCM 9000, a couple of distortion pedals, my telly, a bass player and a drummer, and somebody playing on a synthesizer, and us just like, what can we do that's creative and unique? That's what happens when I'm looking at this stuff. That's how it feels for me. And this is kind of like what drew me in initially, was that feeling, getting inspired by the instruments that I have in front of me, as opposed to searching for the right tool for the job, which is what ends up happening on the computer for me. And so that's kind of what brought. So my last stop for this dub techno track that I've been working on to get done by the compilation, I have 5 days still to finish my project here, and the last stop was the computer, and I had some really great experiences there. It was like, it sounded so good, but I just, you know, I have way more trouble getting past the 8-bar loop in my computer than I do on these machines, which is maybe backwards for a lot of people, but for me, it's absolutely forward. Like, I can come over here and just iterate and iterate and iterate, and I'm so much faster here. I can just go straight to the step that I'm thinking of. Like, I need to move that step over. And on the computer, it's just so much slower. The mouse and keyboard, I also get super fatigued with the mouse and keyboard experience, but I love the computer and I love working in my DAW and I love all my tools and my plugins, and I use them for this live stream, and when I cut it into a YouTube video, I'll use those tools to make the sound crisper and cleaner and all that stuff. Really great stuff. When it comes to the creative side of things, for me, I have a really hard time unless it's something like Orca, where I'm like live coding and building a sequencer from scratch and sequencing my hardware. Once again, this, you know, collaboration between the computer and here does a great job, but if I'm just on the computer, I just really struggle. And so I wanted to share a bit of what my process is, because there's all these cool, like, obscure VSTs and stuff for your computer to give you these really interesting palettes to work with, and kind of like, you know, go Mr. Bill style, where you're just resampling and destroying and resampling and destroying and OTT, 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 OTT. You know what I mean? Where you're just over the top compressing everything to absolute madness. And that's kind of what you do a little bit with our controllers, or with our, not with our controllers, sorry, with our guitar pedals and stuff like that. And I do have a couple on the table that I've been working with to just like experiment with and get some new sounds. I was playing with the Mood Mark II again. That has been my go-to for whatever reason. It is a really kind of a basic pedal, but it does a lot of the stuff that some of the cooler VSTs are doing on your computer, and it does it, and I can turn it with my hand as opposed to mapping it to a controller and then having to play with that later. Albeit I'm pretty fast at doing that stuff on the computer, I just don't enjoy the process as much. And of course, there's those limitations and stuff that I just love so much about the boxes that that keep things going. So, or keep things exciting for me. Limitations are exciting to me. And obviously a theme for this channel. Over and over again, we keep reiterating how much fun it is to have the confines of the box. And being in the box, out of the box, being inside a box, I don't know, scrotature, scrote box, or not. Anyhow, I want to give you an example of something that I destroyed. I absolutely took something beautiful. Think Fight Club. Think what was that? Was it Jared Leto that got completely just capsized by Brad Pitt in Fight Club? I think it was. It just got annihilated. That's what I did to this sample, or to this pattern. So over here, I started this project. I'm at 110 BPM. And I'm sampling a chord progression from the Delia, which I would love to be able to hear when I press on it. Ugh. Just a lovely synthesizer. Once again, absolutely love this synth. Highly recommend it. So I was sampling a chord progression over here, and I was like looking for this this groove, right? You know, I didn't get very far because this is all the sound that we have. There's no bass line or anything. But I was like, all right, well, let's just take this whole pattern. And this is actually another talking point. This is a conversation to be had. This is convo stuff. And this has to do with like letting go and acceptance in like some weird, mildly spiritual way. And what I mean by that is, I've had this come up a few times where I'm on the M8 or where I'm on the Digitakt or on the Deluge or on the computer. I really don't care, but it's very easy on the computer, or on the Octatrack especially, where you write a pattern, you write something totally fleshed out. It's like, or not fully fleshed out, but you know, it's there. It's got enough bones to where you're like, I hear music and I kind of like what I have. And there's some processes you can do to an existing pattern which just take the whole pattern, you just run the whole thing into an effects processor. The whole pattern, drums, the bass, the chord progression, vocals, I don't care. The whole thing, you run it in, you see what it spits out. And then we take that chewed up music and we put it back into our pattern, and we just let go of the original pattern. So this one, this became this song. Let me just share with you because I like it a lot, and this is what I'm turning in. This is going to be my Dub Techno submission, I believe, if I don't keep changing it. But I really like it, and I've been just studying all these different Dub Techno tracks and just like taking some ideas from here or there, and this is the one I came up with. But I took that pattern I just said, I threw it through my Octatrack, processed through a bunch of buffers, destroyed it, pulled it apart, reverbs, repitching, comb filters, sent it out my Q outs back into my Digitakt. That's what these cables are right here. Right now I have the Delia, the Deluge, the M8, and one other, oh, and my guitar suite. My suite of guitar effects and vocal effects, all running into my Digitakt. So I'm popping cables out and popping cables in. That's a part of my workflow. I don't have enough mixers or something over here. But let me show you the destroyed pattern, what it sounded like first, and then give you an idea. But let's just hear this play out a little bit. I was like, that is such a vibe. But what's so crazy is that it came from... This is what created that. Without me making this pattern first, without me sampling a chord progression, throwing down that weird, whatever drum pattern that was like a slowed down drum and bass type pattern, and then resampling it through the Octatrack, destroying it in the Octatrack, setting it back out the Q output into my Digitakt, sampling it here with the wonderful... instead of record threshold, record start, or the transport start, record, which is awesome, because it's a lot like putting a record trigger down on the Octatrack for live recording and live resampling. Absolutely love it, and I'm taking advantage of it like crazy. But without coming up with that pattern first, destroying it, I wouldn't have made this sound here. Whoa, wait a sec. That was anticlimactic. That is... that other pattern run through the what I call the hyper effects template, but essentially what's happening is it's being run through a flex track, which is resampling it in real time and then chopping it up in groups of eighth notes and then time stretching those eighth notes down to about 1/8 the speed of the audio while also repitching it and filtering it. I know there's a lot, that was a mouthful, but that's what's happening in real time, pre-programmed. I just run stuff through it, sample it back into my Digitakt. So check it out. This is the pattern. This is what it became. How cool is that? That's way cooler than the pattern. So I took that pattern initially and threw some kick drums behind it and a hi-hat. So I was like, I'm gonna turn this into like some sort of weird techno track. But I ended up using slice grid on the Digitakt 2 and came up with, what would be, let's just mute everything, and came up with this pattern. Other sounds. Hold on, let's get rid of these other sounds so we can just hear this. Everything. Mute it all. So I took the pattern, I chopped it up across 4 bars, and I applied a comb filter to it with a a random, like a sample and hold style to the filter frequency, so that every step is just a new comb filter frequency, just right on the edge of the comb filter. So it's just like, it's adding that formant sound that sounds like it's being run through a spectral processor, which is essentially, you know, what the comb filter is. And it created this huge stereo, like, phaser, just awesome sound. I love it. But without me coming over to the Octatrack and futzing around with all the weird stuff that it has, I wouldn't have come up with this. I wouldn't have written the pattern, thrown it through the Octatrack, and spit it back out into my Digitakt. And if the Digi didn't have the record transport start, this also would have been a process. I just love this. You know what I mean? And it was late last night. I was sitting over here and I was like, just super stressed out because there's so much going on in my life right now that just stresses me out. Not as stressed out as I imagine everybody is in California. So I'm not comparing myself to that. That's stressful. But my own, you know, relative to my life, my stress has been pretty high. And there's lots of stuff going on. And I sat down to make some music and I got carried away. And you know that feeling when you get carried away making music? You sit down to do it, you don't really even feel that inspired, and then something happens and you go, oh, wait a second. And you do the next step and you're like, oh my God, that was really cool. And then the next step, and then it actually, you know, blossoms into music. And that whole process is just magical. And that's why I love this. And that's why every time I try and do the computer thing, I just get stuck over here. I always end up back here, despite how cool it is there. I think a lot of it has to do with how quickly I fatigue doing the mouse and keyboard. It doesn't feel good on my body. Like, I have a hard time with it because I have a bad back. And so for me, it's just uncomfortable. This is a little bit more comfortable for me, oddly enough. But yeah, so that's what I want to do again now. I want to go through the process again with you. I'm going to sample some chords, and maybe, you know, it doesn't mean we're going to make dub techno or anything, or any genre for that matter. I just want to go through the process of getting some, like, weird sounds sampled into the Digitakt using a couple different processes on the Octatrack, sending stuff from the Digitone, sending stuff from the Delia into the Octatrack, destroying it, sending it back to my Digitakt, sampling it in a quantized fashion, and then throwing some percussion behind it and turning it into some music. That's my goal. Maybe I shouldn't even have had such a lofty goal, because it is a lofty goal and it requires me to do a lot to get started with the Octatrack, but that's what I wanted to do today. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. That being said, let me say what's up to the chat. How's it going, folks? What do we got going on? Calderwood, what's up? Good to see ya. B Jammin', what's good? Danny Toba, good to see you. Richard, yo, what's going on? Tactical MIDI, nice, tactical. Ron, what's up, Ron? Loving your deluge, I'm sure. David, good to see you. Rob, aka Ryan. Marcus, what's going on? Currently taking a 5-minute break from the OT. Great timing. Yeah, I am not taking a 5-minute break from the OT at the moment. Cracks bubbly. I did. I'm not into OT, I try. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that, Ron. Gotta keep trying. Ordered an Octatrack Mark 1 this morning. Not sure if I'm excited or scared. Well, you shouldn't be scared, because it's not gonna bite you or anything. But, you know, you should be excited, and you should be hopefully willing to learn a lot and watch a lot of content on YouTube. That's one of the machines that's really hard to learn on your own, and it is best to have, like, a, you know, virtual companion. Edward Norton. Edward Norton isn't the one who got beat in that one. It was the one that he destroyed somebody beautiful. Hey man, OT, I have Mark 1. Okay. See, we're almost caught up here. Sample your WAVs. Can do. That's the plan. OT gang, Mark Wave, how's it going? Naylan, hi, how are ya? Aim, nice vibe, thank you. I thought so too. I really like the sound of that track. I think it's really cool sounding. Hysteric, how's it going? Gehenna Saga, how's it going, dude? Oh yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the lessons. It is a good time for me as well. James, Lemonade people, what's up? That being said, wait. Modbang for life, but also private lessons. I teach private lessons. If you're interested in learning how to make music like I showed you, or not, it doesn't have to be about music production. I'll teach you how to use these machines very efficiently and tell you what every little detail of them is. EZBOT.live for private lessons or patreon.com for private lessons. Either one, check it out. I have a lot of rewards on the Patreon, but private lessons is one of them, as well as all these performance templates and sound processing templates like the HyperEffects template and the Octacosm, which are the two that we're going to use today. So let's get into it. Let's start this process up. Okay, we do have the Deluge over here, and we're using the Deluge. The Deluge is, so this is a cool tool. Can we talk about this for a second? We got Ron in here. Ron will totally agree with me. That's how I know Ron, is because Ron's the Deluge tutorial dude. There's a couple other Deluge tutorial people that have popped up doing pretty good Deluge tutorials too, Ron. So you got some competition. I forget their names though. I only remember you. Okay, what I'm doing with the Deluge. The Deluge is running into my MRCC, which is a MIDI router. It does lots of stuff. You can add arpeggiators, you can filter MIDI and stuff like that. I have a link in my video description if you're interested in MRCC. You should check it out. Or maybe I do. Maybe I don't have the link anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Check out the MRCC. It's sick. Buy it from whoever you want. I'm running this into the MRCC, the MIDI router, which I'm routing over to my Delia, which is the coolest. That is the Delia. But as you can see how I'm using this, I'm using the chord layout from the community firmware. It is extremely useful. It's quantized to scale. So if I change the scale on the Deluge, it changes the scale of the chord layout. There's a couple of different chord layouts, lots of different keyboard modes. This is a utility device, and it's beautiful, right? It's a gorgeous machine. I'm actually thinking about stocking them at modbang.com and selling a few. I don't know, let me know what you think about that idea. I might pick up a couple. But you know, I think it's a cool machine. Like I said, it's another tool like the Octatrack, and it has different tools in the Octatrack. It has all these cool MIDI tools that the Octatrack doesn't have, and synthesizers and stuff like that. Albeit the synthesizers aren't they're not really competitive with the Electron synthesizers like over here. They sound decent, but you know, in my opinion, I think this does a much better job. Of course, this combo is far more expensive than a Deluge, even though the price has been raised almost doubled since when I first got a Deluge. Anyhow, that's how I'm using the Deluge. I'm using it to send MIDI over to the Delia just because it does a great job of like letting me just pick a chord and go with it, you know? And we're gonna do that. We're gonna sample some stuff using the Delia. What? Beautiful. I love it. I just like, should we just take these chords and just make a drum and bass track? Because I mean, I hear it. They're gonna be, I think there's M8s available right now, Mike Podolak. From what I understand, I just saw a message this week where he's like, I still got, you know, pre-orders going for the next shipment of M8s. You should check it out. Use the Deluge line-in oscillator to do effects automation. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, use it as an incoming effects processor. The effects in the... Okay, I love the Deluge. I'm not going to say anything bad about the Deluge, but the effects in the Deluge aren't... I don't know about that. I do think the mutable verb is a real upgrade, but the filters on the Octatrack kind of like kill it. But that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. And once I dive deeper into the Deluge, I'll take some time and learn how to do that. Maybe I'm just being a snub, an Octa snub. That's what I am. Okay. This is where we want to get to, but first we have to make a pattern. So let's go to a blank pattern. We'll do it up here. What? Get out of here. Okay. Okay, we got nothing going on. Let's just sample some stuff. We can even turn this mood on. That sounds nice. Let's turn it off. It's making it really quiet. Let's sample these 2 chords. Maybe we'll grab a 3rd chord and we'll play with those chords and we'll just work from the 2 chords. Okay, so we're going to record our input line in. We're not going to use the record start. We're going to use the threshold recording. Okay, let's just move this to a good spot. Actually, we can make it kind of lower, I think. And I guess the chords we're going to be doing is a F minor 9 and a C minor 9 and an E minor 11, or is it an F major 9, C major 9, and an E minor 11, and a D minor, and a D minor. Okay. We have lots of record time. We're just gonna grab them and like we're not gonna use grid, but we'll just use one shot. We could talk a little bit about one shot versus grid. Sometimes what you can do with one shot is you can actually just line up the samples across your sequencer and then resample them, and then you're able to throw them in grid as long as you just line them up on the grid. And that's one trick to kind of like get classic chopping that you would find on the Octatrack on your Digitakt. You can do that. Maybe we'll go through that process. All right, here we go. There's one. Might as well grab a couple more. I don't like that one. All right. Save it. Delia chords. I'm going to put it here, I think, on 16. I like to do my drums on top and melody on bottom, and I usually put chords and stuff, especially the weirder stuff, on the far right. That's where I prefer to do it. All right, for 16. Like, what was that? It was like 3 sounds played? The bonk. Whew. That's a... Whew. Sample got loud. Okay. It's extremely stereo. Can you believe that we have stereo Digitakt? Like, I just played on Digitakt 1 for so long and it was in mono for so long that now I'm just still blown away that my samples are exactly the way I hear them. That's what I get now. It's crazy. Okay. Function page so we can expand the scale. I like to do per track scaling always on my Digitakt. Always. Function yes. Let's make it 128 steps. I'm holding function, turning this, and that allows me to jump into quantized segments. If you're not familiar with this channel, I pretty much talk every moment that I can. And what I mean by that is I'm talking every movement that I make so that you understand what I'm doing. If you're new to hardcore electronic music, these streams are always kind of a tutorial at the same time. That's kind of the idea behind this whole channel, is just to make music and teach while I'm doing it. So right now it's set at 1 bar of 8 bars. We now have 8 pages that we can work on, and each page is a bar by default here. So I'm just gonna have it be set at 8 bars. I'm gonna put the first trigger down, and we're gonna play with the one-shot machine, because the one-shot machine is the machine that will actually let us move this playhead cursor at any position that we want. It's the closest thing to actual sample slicing that we get. You could actually really treat it like that by using your end of length here and kind of just like copying and moving this around. That kind of works. So we can pick chords that way. Also, I want to extend the length of my triggers to at least a quarter note. Let's see. Even that's not quite long enough. That seems all right. Do we just go... Are they a full bar long? It sounds like they are. Cool. I guess that makes it kind of easy. We'll go to this bar and move to the next one. Copy that, go to the next one. I'm copying the triggers and pasting them because it's keeping the same values. That way I can just scoot this ahead. Let's keep going. Got quite a few of these chords. Oh, that one sounds sick. Mm-hmm. Is this the one I didn't like? No. Wait. I don't like that one. Okay, so now we're just gonna kind of like, we're gonna throw this into the Octatrack and see what we get from it, and we're gonna jump up. We can see what it sounds like a little bit with the hyper effects stuff going. Lower the volume of the music a bit to my voice. Is it not ducking the music when I talk? Should be ducking the music. We can crank up my voice a bit. Is that better? My little louder for you? Yeah, we can turn that down. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I have a bunch of different effects parts on here. I like that. Let's go to Dream. Okay, see, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take the cue out, I'm gonna plug it in here, so just make it so we can't hear anything by double pressing stop. And double pressing stop, it turns off the through machines. I'm gonna unplug the Delia from here and plug in my cue from my Octatrack, and I already have my resample tracks, which is creating the glitchy stuff. I already have that queued up. So what I just need to make sure I do is I just don't want to monitor that. Okay. Yeah, let's get it. Let's just let's let it record for 4 bars. We'll take the first 4 chords, I guess. Set it to the record start. That way we get a perfect resample of this sound, and then we're gonna, build some music around it, and we can time stretch it too. Or actually, we could change the tempo now. While we're at it, we're at 120. Let's deal with the tempo right this second. Maybe we'll make some drum and bass. I don't know. I always think I like the idea of it being a faster tempo first, because bringing a sample down in tempo, the time stretch when you do that is usually a lot better sounding than stretching it. I'm sorry, I meant that the other way around. Bringing it down in tempo makes it a lot crunchier. So that was stupid. That was the wrong thing to say. Forget it. Arm it. Okay, here we go. Wait, well, first, before we arm it, let me hear how that sounds. Maybe we'll do the slower one. Try some other ones. That's crazy. That just sounds so insane. Let's get it. All right. That's not right. Hang on a second. Go through this process of making sure everything's working well. Oh, of course. My Q is turned all the way down. Okay, here we go. Cool. That sounds crazy, right? So let's take it. There's so many little fragments in here that are just so great to just do random playhead stuff on your Digitakt. Let's just call it effects resample 1. We'll put it on 15. So this is this chord progression. What if we reversed it? Wow, it's super loud, huh? All right, let's update these effects because right now they're set on their default values. I'm turning on ping pong. I'm making the ping pong pretty, giving it quite a bit of stereo width so it pings far left, far right, but not completely far left, far right. I'm bringing the feedback up below 90 because it's a little bit much. And then I'm going to go down to my reverb and bring the decay time up of my reverb. Maybe bring the low pass down a little bit because that might sound right. Okay. Kind of cool. Do I want to program drums all like the kick and the snare on the same track? That's usually what I do when I do something that's like faster tempo like this in the drum and bass speed. That's usually what I like to do. And these are the default sounds. We don't need none of that stuff. We don't need you. We could do a break. Turn it into a, let's use repitch. Is it 2 bars? What track are we on? Is that little gap of nothing there? Like, what's the deal? Let's find out. Let's have it play for 4 bars and see if it turns around. I guess that does work, and the silence is a part of the track. But why are we so loud? Hang on, let me turn us down a little bit. I know we've been clipping YouTube, which isn't very cool. Sorry. Okay, but we can't, that's not our break. We need to make it our own break. We can't, we're stealing the break. We don't want to steal the break. So what do I want to do? I guess I want to resample it. It does seem like that is the right length, so I can resample it. So here's what we do. If we're going to do some resampling, I guess we're making jungle or something. I don't know what we're doing, but we might be doing that. If we're going to resample a break and bring it up to our tempo, this is important. Just pay attention. If you're new to the Digitakt, you want to know how to chop breaks. Oftentimes breaks are not for one, often they're not even quantized, and you're going to have to adjust the tempo or the pitch to find the perfect speed that cycles across 2 bars or 4 bars or whatever. Fortunately, we have repitch and warp and time stretch on the Digitakt, so it does that for us, but you still have to resample the track so that you can chop it in grid mode, which is what is so fun about breaks, is moving the drums around and making them your own. And that's what we're going to do now. So I have this, I threw it into repitch mode because it's just drums, and I think drums sounds better in repitch because it actually just repitches the sample to match the tempo of your track, and then you set the bar length that it's using to quantify that. So instead of 2 or 4, if it was 4 bars, it's lower. If it's 2 bars, it's going to be faster. If it's 1 bar, it's going to be real fast. So I'm using 4 bars because that's how long this sample is. It's closest to 4 bars. And the repitch just sounds better than time stretch because it's not using grains to fill in the gaps that time stretch does. It just is literally taking our sample and repitching it down until it fits, which is a higher fidelity than any sort of grain that we're getting. I'm going to resample that repitched engine, and then I'm going to take the resample, replace the sample that it's on now, and then put it into a slice machine so that I can chop it up. I have tutorials on my YouTube channel about how to do this from the Digitakt 1. It's the same with the Digitakt 2. So yes, do it. It's good. It's how it's done. So let's go here. We want to target the track that we're on. We hold down track to see what track we're on. I guess we're on track 1. So I want to target track 1 for resampling. And we don't need, we're going to use the record start threshold, or the start, transport start as our recording trigger mode so that we can record this perfectly. Oh, straight line. Okay, got it? You can hear that it's doing its thing. So we'll arm it, and we'll get, I guess, 4 bars, because it is stretched across 4 bars, even though the last sample, 2 samples, will probably be nothing. Okay. That's our break brought to the tempo that we're at, which is 170. Save it. I do not remember the name of the break. I always go to 170. I should have went to a different tempo. Oh well. Break 170. Okay, now that we've resampled the break, put it back on the track it was just on, 15. Switch the machine over to the grid machine. And now we have, and then we quantize it. And it did a good job. As you can see, the grid is lined up on the transients. Now we can go like this. And a good way to start it off is to just kind of like throw them down, start filling up the grid, and then we'll start adjusting them. Oh, we got reverb going on somewhere. Is it coming from my Octatrack? Where is that? Where's that reverb coming from? I don't know. Okay, anyway. I guess we could do a random, create random locks, see what happens. What if we threw that sample into like a repitch machine? God, there's some cool little snippets in there. Like a cell phone ringing. I hate how that doesn't work. Let's go back to our one shot. I do like that better on the 3. Or maybe even here. No, don't play longer than that. Whoops. Just play to here. We're gonna fix up this drum breaks. It's going crazy. I just want to get some chords down to sound nice. Also move the drum break over to 8, I think. So copy sound, select track, paste it, go back here, copy the sequence, go back here, paste the sequence, go here, and delete it. That way we can do some other stuff like add kick drums and stuff on 1 and 2, because that's what I like to do. So let's go here. Tick, 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 tick. Don't like that part. That's just fun to play with. Okay. We gotta spend some time programming these drums. It's gonna take a little while. Bear with me. Let's just take this, paste it, and then just start to improvise on the... Oh my god, what? Get out of here. You've been doing that the whole time? It's also... I need to modify this. So what I want is... That's what I want to have happen. So what I want is to modulate my filter frequency. So filter frequency, and we'll just let it free run. And I want it to go kind of go slowly, not too much depth, but. This patch. Okay, wait, let's switch it out. Let's switch it out, yeah. Okay, we're going back to sampling external synthesizers. Back to Delia. There was this, here it is. No, that's not it. Was it, yeah. Oh god. So good. Wow. That's so magical sounding. Good lord. Let's get... Yeah. So I'm going to do the, instead of doing threshold, I'm going to do the playhead start on my Digitakt. So I'm going to go, God damn it. I'm going to, how does that even happen? Did I do that? I'm going to use the record start threshold. So when I hit play, it starts recording. I'm just going to time it so I play the synthesizer at the same time. This is going to be a really nice bed, and then I'm going to do ducking on this to whenever the kick hits, I'm going to duck this sound. So it's going to sound sick. I know it's going to sound sick. I can hear it. I can hear it already. All right. Oh, we got to choose our input source, left and right, and arm. Does that need to like... Maybe I need to not use the chord max length because it needs like to like warm up. Try doing it with the max record length and see, or with the quantized record and see what happens. Just get the 8 bars. All right, here we go. The thing is that we're gonna have that. I guess if we're ducking on the 1 anyway, this is going to kind of get eliminated by the ducking, so... That's so huge. Oh, shit. All right. Delia... lead. Oh my god. I love the synth. It's so, like... It just makes the sounds that I like. You know what I mean? It just makes cool sounds. So here's our Delia lead. Yeah. We'll put it on 14. Don't mind if I do. All right, now we're gonna set this. Oh, it's already set at 8 bars. Okay, cool. What? Oh, that's 16. Oh, that's freaked me out. I thought I just screwed everything up. Trig, length. We're using it like it's just a stem player at the moment. Actually give it some reverb too, why not? Scoop out a little bit low end. Bring the volume down. let's finish what I was talking about doing. We're gonna duck on that. We're gonna duck that a bit. So let's go over to it. That's on. So nasty. And I have an analog heat plus effects at the end of the Delia chain, but I rarely ever turn it on, to be honest. Because that already sounds freaking huge. It already has really great distortion on it. Analog ladder filter. I just love that. I love the ladder filter. Analog ladder filter. Even digital emulations of ladder filters I like. I just like that filter sound. Okay. Let's do the ducking. So let's find out where these kicks are that we're using. Okay. What's on 8? So we got 1-7 on the first part. We'll just memorize it. 1-7. Oh, I forgot we can actually just page loop. So just do that. So we'll page loop, go to track 14, I believe. We'll page loop it here. I'm gonna duck the volume. I'm not gonna use the compressor for this. You could, but it just wouldn't be very effective because the kick, snare, and all this other stuff is on the same track, so you really want to use an envelope for this situation. Quick mode 1, exponential, down. Turn the LFO trigger off, turn it on here. Hey, wait a sec. Oh wait, I put another trigger down because I'm a genius. Because I'm a genius. Okay, wait a sec. Copy these triggers now. Page loop 2. Page loop 3. Page loop 4. I gotta finish those other 4 pages. Shut up. I guess we'll just go like this. Copy from 2 should be 6, paste from 3, copy should be 7, paste from 4, copy should be 8, paste, and from 1, we'll go here and we just paste in the 7 and the 1. No! Paste! Oh, god damn it. Copy. Okay. 8. No, 5. 1, 7. We don't want to use an arpeggiator. That's stupid. I actually want to use the bass synth that I made on the Digitone 2 on the other song I was working on, this one. I want to use that bass. Where is it? Oh god, I love it. Okay. It was originally called Mono Low, but I've since adjusted it to make it Easy Low. Easy Low. Dumb joke. But we're going to put it here. It sounds so fat. Sounds like an actual bass guitar. Or something like that. Did I nail it? Did I get it? Maybe we should try this on here. Really love the sound of this track. This is a really fun atmospheric track. Right now, I'm just trying. How do I want to do this bass? I mean, I could do like classic wub 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 kind of stuff, but I've never been a wub wub person. Hey. Oh, wait. Where did that put that in? Get out of here. Oof. Length 32. I don't remember putting that in. I guess I did. The second bar is just not hitting right. Like, take me to... I did like that one. Shit. I don't want it to play for 32 steps. I want to do like a quarter note. Copy. Swear to God. Okay. Okay, here's an idea. So instead of trying to make my bass line, so I put these notes in, I think they sound fine, but instead of trying to make my... You're getting much better at drum and bass, bro. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. I've been practicing. But instead of having the bass line, the drums... Instead of trying to write my bass line to the drums, why don't I change... Jesus. Why don't I change the drums to match my bass line? Did I just swallow some of myself? We need some of this. Kroger. I'm buying a lot of Kroger because I'm trying to save money. Instead of LaCroix, which won't sponsor me. Because they suck. You suck, LaCroix. You suck. Okay. We could double the length of this drum and bass. Hopefully it'll just duplicate it perfectly. So on page 4, we want to loop it. On page 4, we want to loop it. And now we're going to make the drums match the bass here. you hear that? All right. There was another page that was like particularly weird. So we're going to go here to this page, and we're going to go here to this page, and now we're going to program this page and this page to match each other, and this is something you could do with the Digitakt 2 and the Digitone 2, and this is what makes them so sick together. Ultimate little duo, aren't they? Even the Syntax struggles to do this, because even though Syntax has page loop, but it can't do this exactly the way that I'm doing it right now, where I can do this meticulous drum and bass programming, or literally, and I don't mean that in style of music, I'm literally programming drums and programming the bass together at the same time. I can loop their little segments. It's just sick. Never forget. All right, so we want 311. What the fuck? Maybe we'll get rid of the one here. Yes! Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. Right on there. What's up with this patch? Get out of here. Oh my god. That's sick. Something about, it does sound dope. What about the brake leaves you hanging? Where? Somewhere? Is there something wrong with the brake? That's cool. I think it's at the end. I think that's what you're talking about. No. I think it's right here. If there's anything that's bothering me at all, I think it's, is it bar 4? Or is it bar 5? We gotta listen to it again, hang on. I mean, that was a weird way to record it. Stupid. Cool stuff in there. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know. I do like the second one. Go to a swarmer. First, I go to God. An embarrassment to musicians everywhere. I went straight to the same freaking note like a genius. Jesus Christ. Also, this needs like way more. What's going on? Way too much low in there. mean, this programming sucks. I guess that sounds kind of insane there. Let's just get rid of it altogether. Maybe it should just be like do 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 do. We could do it like a short arpeggiation. Let's just clear this out. This sucks. Not what I'm hearing. Get off the piano patch. hear what you can't see, but you can kind of hear it. Hello, don't discourage. Let's go. Keep things crazy. Triangle for life. I really need a lyric. I really need a line. Yeah, I sang that pretty well. Okay. Put this down. You know, I did jazz vocals. I used to sing like crazy. That was like my thing. Is I love to sing, and every time I sing in this, because I live in an apartment, I don't have a house. I used to have a house. Hopefully I have a house again. But because I live in an apartment, I don't push hard enough when I sing, and so it forces me to do this like breathy indie bullshit. But when I actually push my voice, I have control over it, and I can do all the notes I need to anyway. I just need to do it, you know, and just forget that people, just ignore that people listen. Let's see, I think it was, let's just do 8 bars, because that's how long I recorded for. Okay, what if we just like kind of try and make this? Okay, we're gonna go like. Where's it? What was it on? 3. That's super cool sounding. What? Okay, so we have, I know I'm just noodling around with notes, trying to find notes that I like that like resonate with me somewhere with the tone from the Digitone that I like, but I wasn't able to find anything. I feel like we made a track, we used the Octatrack, we resampled from the Octatrack, we just destroyed the sounds and brought them back into the Digitakt, and I accomplished my goal, which is to make some new music. I'm trying to have a new set, and so I have this in my new set now. This song. It's not done yet, but this is in the new set. Designed in a similar way to what we were just doing. Now we have this. Really like, I feel like very cinematic, kind of epic stuff. I wish I could do that. I can't play what my head hears on here. Something, not an arpeggiator. I don't like any of these patches. This is something I can work with. I can work this out, make this sound better. But now this can take turns playing with the voice. my god, what am I thinking? I should be using the page loop and match it with the drums. Take me back here. Duh. Oh, jeez. It's like I'm brand new or something. Okay, page loop 1, page loop 1. And now we program like this. There, I guess. Do we not have one there? See if we fixed it up. So this I do kind of wish that that hit on a different note. Whoa. That's kind of cool. Ta-da! We did it. We went in with no agenda other than destroying beautiful sounds via the Octatrack and resampling them into the Digitakt 2, which is exactly what we did. And then we used the Digitone 2 for what it's good for, which is everything else, a bunch of auxiliary sounds. It has a great acoustic bass emulation in the Digitone 2. I love to use it. It sounds so good. That was... Listen to that. I didn't make that patch. I wish I did. It sounds so good. Really sounds like an electric bass. It's incredible. I'm gonna use it all the time. I did adjust it mildly, so I'll take the credit for that part. But yeah, really great stuff. Ended up making some drum and bass, sampling some singing, which I actually pushed my voice well enough that you could hear me stay in key, which is great. Not embarrassing. Thank the Lord. Sampled using the Deluge, using the MIDI out and all the cool chord programming the Deluge has to offer with the Delia, the coolest synth ever, my favorite synth right now. The only one I think I would trade it for, it's just the right size too. Otherwise I would maybe trade it for like a Moog Muse or something, but it's another $1,000 and it's way, way bigger. But I really love the Delia. Good price point for what you get. So that was super cool. Great time. This was a good time. The music turned out really good. I'm gonna work on this for a long time and maybe make a couple more patterns and like keep destroying the patterns over and over again using the Octatrack resampling time stretch. It's stuff you could do with other pieces of gear. Use a hologram microcosm or something like that. Destroy the audio, resample it back into the Digitakt using the record start threshold mode instead of, or not threshold mode, record start mode, making it really great for resampling very quickly. Love that too. Yeah, this turned out to be a banger. If you like this sort of thing and you want to support this channel, you can visit patreon.com/EZBOT. That's where you'll get your hands on the template that's destroying this audio. That's available on my Patreon or on coffee.com/EZBOT if you want to buy it. You can buy it there too. But on the Patreon, you just get updates and I do all sorts of incentives there with lots of cool Octatrack stuff. So check it out if you want. Otherwise, really glad you're here. Thanks for keeping me company. You're the best. Hope everyone's doing very well. There should be a link to join the Discord in the comments section. The Discord is public and free. Come on in. We have a very active Discord. Lots of knowledgeable members there. So I invite you to come and hang out, be a part of the group. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested in playing live hardware electronic music shows, you can also join the Discord and talk to me there and get yourself, if you're in Seattle or if you're in Washington or Oregon, we have 2 events that we put on there for live hardware electronic music exclusively. So if you're really into that, and I assume you are if you're watching this channel, and you want to play, hit me up at modbang.com for Seattle, and Blake's, it is Blake's, BLAIX at modbang.com for Portland if you want to play there. So it is hardware exclusive, no computers allowed, no DJ equipment. No shame on either of those things. We love those things. But we start carving out a little niche for the electronic hardware community, the hardware electronic community. So that's what we're doing there. So if you're interested in playing, hit us up. There's a couple of shows coming up, 2 great shows. One here in Seattle. I don't have the flyers to share with you, but I will next week. And another show in Portland. A lot of great artists are playing. Come check them out. Come out and support them. It's a free show here in Seattle. I believe it's $10 or $15 at the door. In Portland, very good times. Join the Patreon. It means the world to me. It helps put food on the table and inspires me to continue to do these streams regularly and create tutorial content. I have lots of videos coming out this year. This year is going to be the big year for me. I'm just going to put out tons and tons of stuff. Everything that I learn, I'm going to share on this channel constantly. And it's just going to be lots of videos, lots of streams, all sorts of stuff coming out. So yeah, I'm just getting started. You know, we've been doing this for 6 years now, about 2018. Yeah, 6 years we've been doing this YouTube channel, and it's really just the beginning. So thank you for the support. Make sure you email LaCroix, tell them they suck and that they haven't sponsored me. We don't want sponsorship from Kroger because I'm surely some sort of shitty company. But they do put bubbles in their water, and that makes them, you know, kind of okay in my book. Yeah. So that's going to be it for me. My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT. I will see you all on Tuesday, I believe, for another live stream, if not earlier, and maybe this weekend for a video release. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you next time.